umuntu ongene kule nkonzo emamele abusiseke namhlanje kuthi nazo zonke ezimxakile nazo zonke ezimhlulayo nezinto angeke azitshela abantu kodwa ngalolu suku lwanamhlanje Thixo kaIsrayeli sisuke zonke ezimkhathazayo kuthi nalomculo Thixo kaIsrayeli uyawuthi ufake ngaphakathi kwakhe namhlanje ube imvuselelo simema wena ke Thixo kaIsrayeli ukuthi ungene na sisangena kule nkonzo ungekho wena manje kuze kube phakathi namhlanje okusuku olukhulu kithina usuku lwezindumiso mangibulise kini lonke enthe namamela kule nkonzo umbuzo omkhulu uthi kungani kumele sokuthi uvela kuThixo. You see, umculo is the only element that was created by God for this planet but outside the planet. Zonke izinto ozibonayo emhlabeni zidalwe uThixo ezidala la kulo mhlaba. Kodwa umculo uThixo wawudala ezulwini. Wanekwaya lakhe lezingilosi wanikeza uLucifer ukuthi kube nguyena oyoba ukhondatha wabo noma umaster wabo. uLucifer ke kwahamba wakhula wazikhukhumeza wachitha nokuNkulunkulu. Ingakho umculo uthe mawufika phezulu komhlaba bese uvela ezulwini. Injongo kaNkulunkulu ngomculo ngokungukuthi abantu babadumise yena. Umculo zindumiso zokudumisa uThixo. Kodwa ithe mase ifika phezulu komhlaba abantu balibala uThixo benza umculo odumisa bona nezinye izinto. Now these are the dangers zomculo. Umculo uyinkolo. Umculo ngamanye amagama uyi-religion. Umculo uyakwazi ukushintsha ingqondo yomuntu, uyitransforme. Uye kule ndawo lo oqambe leli culo amfuna umuntu aye khona. Once umculo wangena engqondweni yomuntu uyamshintsha ube yilento lo mculo afuna lo muntu abe yiyona. Uma ngabe ubuka la ngaphandle, this is my observation. I-observation yami le ngifuna ukuprovela ukuthi umculo uyamshintsha umuntu. Uma ungabheka ama-genres la khona ngaphandle, ake sithathe umaskandi. Umaskandi umculo uyathanda. Kodwa ngendlela ungakhona umaskandi, ukwazi ukushintsha abantu abathanda umaskandi, abawuthanda ngempela, abapassionate, abawuthanda ngenhliziyo yabo zonke. Uyabashintsha. Umculo ukwazi ukushintsha ingqondo. Uyobathola abantu emculweni abawuthandayo, uyobathola sebegqoka impahla ezifanayo, bagqoka ngokufana, phila ngokufana, bakhuluma ngokufana. Uhambe ubheka abantu abathanda ijazz, uyobathola nabo abagqoki njengabantu abathanda umaskandi, bagqoka ngendlela yabo. This is my observation. Bakhuluma ngendlela ehlukile abejazz. Uye ubheka beclassic, uzobathola nabo beclassic banendlela yabo abagqoka ngayo, banendlela yabo abaziphatha ngayo. Uhambe uzofika kulo music wamanje, i-contemporary music. La khona hip hop, khona pop music, kukhona igqom. Yonke leyo music no rap nayo abantu bayilalelayo. Ubabona kuqala ibashintsha ingqondo. Bagcine sebegqoka ngendlela ethizeni, ba-acta ngendlela ethizeni, bacabanga ngendlela ethizeni. Ngamanye amagama umculo uyayishintsha ingqondo yomuntu umuse la lo obhalayo afuna baye khona abantu. Hence ubona abantu ke behlukehlukene kangaka. Umculo unento nokwenza nokushintsha ingqondo yomuntu. Thatha-ke thina la enkonzweni sinikezwe umculo ukuba masiwucule okuwumculo ozindumiso eziphakamisa uNkulunkulu. Now abantu abaculayo la enkonzweni abaya ema-practicini ngolwezibili ubathola laba bantu behlukile kwabanye kodwa abakhonzayo la enkonzweni, ngoba izimfundo abagcini ngokuzizwa kuphela kodwa bayaziphila emculweni, ngoba umculo wenza ingqondo yakho ihlangane noThixo, ikwenza ukuthi kube lula ukuhlangana noThixo. Ibone lento uma umuntu epracticini uzofika epracticini uzocula izingoma ngoNkulunkulu, noma ngabe i-traditional noma ngabe i-chorus, i-choral music noma ngabe yini. Lo muntu asuke ekhaya la emotweni yakhe udlala omunye umculo. Njengoba udlala lo mculo, lo mculo uthatha ingqondo yakhe uyisa la kufuna wona lo mculo, hhayi kuNkulunkulu. Uma ngabe engadlali i-gospel music noma umculo ohambisana noThixo, uyamfica-ke lo muntu-ke manje uma efika epracticini umisa imoto yakhe ngaphandle, noma ngabe besetekisini noma bekephi la elalele khona lo mculo. Uma efika la epracticini yothi kuculwa uyobona ngathi kuyabhora. Ngamanye amazwi umphefumulo wakhe usekude, awukangeni enkonzweni, usaye kule ndawo lapho kuculwa khona loya mculo, awukasondeli ukuthi usondelane noThixo. Uyopractice ukucule azazama ukusondela, kuthi ngenkathi esezwa manje ukuthi umoya wakhe sowusondele kulo mculo, thatha seyiphelile practice. Iscience esikolweni, lezi ingane are subjected to music oyenye indlela. Abashayeli labo malume bazawushaya lo mculo uyizizwa lapha ikhumbi kushaya ududu. Umculo oshaywa emathavenini bazawushayela abantwana bethu njengoba baya esikolweni. Izawudukuza le moto ngey'gubhu ngokuthi konje ama-drum walabantwana, ama-eardrums wabo athatha afike laphi, ubanga umsindo. Abantwana bathi behla esikolweni kuduma leza igubhu la emakhanda. Ingqondo yomntwana isusiwe kwa-education yamikiswa la kanti ingqondo yakhe ingabi nomsindo. Sikuleyo nto ke njalo yomculo ukuthi abantu babaqonde ukuthi umculo is so effective and so powerful engqondweni yomuntu. Ukulalela umculo futhi size kule nkonzo ngoba sizodwa sezwakala yini. Ulalele noma ngabe yini engqondweni yakho noma ngezindlebe zakho. Ngoba uma wenze njalo umculo lo ushintsha ingqondo yakho ukususe kuThixo, kungabe kusenzeka lento uNkulunkulu ebekade enenjongo ngayo ngawe. Uma ke sifuna ukuhlangana ke kuThixo, asikwazi ukuthandaza sonke ngesikhathi esisodwa. Uma umuntu oyedwa ngesikhathi esisodwa kuyenzeka-ke njengasemasontweni lapho sivela khona, lapho khona kuthiwa bonke abantu mabathandaze ngesikhathi esisodwa, yilo nalo nalo uthandazo wakho umthandazo. Bonke laba bantu bathandaza umthandazo oyakuThixo. Umbuzo uthi ingabe uThixo uyayizwa yonke le mithandazo yini? Yingakho uNkulunkulu uma sifunda lapha kuGenesis 11 verse 6 uthi bheka bonke basizwe sinye nolimi lunye yikho abaqala ngakho, manje abayi kunqanyulelwa lutho abahlosa ukulwenza. Uba lwimi lunye lwabantu ukuthi bakhuluma into eyodwa ebantwini ingayinye into engabanjalo umculo, ngoba nokushumayela angeke sashumayela sonke, kodwa munye umuntu okwazi ukushumayela abanye balalele. Ukuthandaza munye umuntu othandazayo abanye balalele, kodwa umculo sicula sonke sibe munye kuNkulunkulu, ukuze ukuthi umthandazo wethu ngoba uyinto eyodwa uya kuThixo eyedwa naye. Uthi-ke umpostoli oyinhloko mayisibhalela kumbuliso wakhe, uNkulunkulu akawusebenzisi umzimba ohlukeneyo, kepha umzimba obumbene. Ekuhlanganeni uyathokoza yena, usho njalo umpostoli. Namhlanje-ke sikule nkonzo umpostoli oyinhloko asenzele yona yama-competitions nokuthi kuculwe la esontweni. Baningi-ke abantu abawuthatha kancane umculo wama-competitions la enkonzweni, abanye bengabakhonzi bethi cha umculo into nje yokunandisa. Yebo kulungile, esikolweni umusic uyi-extramural activity, kodwa la enkonzweni isimiselo leso, isimiselo okumele sinakiwe yala esontweni. Ithi namhlanje usuku lwamahubo, usuku lwayo yonke imiphefumulo ephilayo phezu komhlaba naphakathi kwenyama iyodumisa uNkulunkulu. Kukhona-ke abantu-ke la esontweni asebaphasa. Abantu-ke abaphasa bafana nabantu bayesikolweni. Mosesikolweni ufunde uyaphasa, uthole idiploma, uthole icertificate. Namhlanje kukhona abantu la enkonzweni abaphasayo, aphase ukuthi mina angisayi-practice-ini, nga-practice-a ngacula, angisaculi. Ngiyacabanga ukuthi banazo-ke iy'tifiketi namadiploma ukuthi bona basaculi. Kodwa thina esikwaziyo ukuthi ithi ubani nobani apha epractice-ini siyokwenza intando kwaThixo, siyokwenza lokhu uNkulunkulu ethi kithina masikwenze. Abantu abaningi-ke banengxaki, njengoba sizokhuluma into kaCoral nje namhlanje. Athi umuntu, hayi mina ama-notes ayangihlula futhi mina ama-notes angiwathandi. Yishwa-ke lelo-ke mthando, mangiyibeke kanje. Umpostoli oyinhloko ufike athi kuthina ucela asihambe siyolungisa umculo, asinike umbuliso. Athi hambani nicompose, siqamba amaculo ngendlela esifisa ngayo. Nathi ngempela senze. Abuye yena ehlele kuthina, ahlale azosimamela. Amamele yonke lento esiyiculayo, asincome, aphabaphayo izipho mazikhona kube kuhle. Kufika umculo wevangeli, o-Junior Testify Sisters, Senior Testify Sisters, o-Senior Brothers, nakho konke lo mculo wevangeli testifying. Sicule asibusise baba. Aphinde athi hambani futhi nokwenza omunye. Sihambe sibhale senze yonke into eyenziwa yithina. Afike umpostoli azosimamela kube kuhle futhi. Yena-ke mayiseqala athi sekuza iCoral, alethe ibhuku lakhe athi mina-ke hambani nokucula. Singene ey'ntangeni, babaleka abantu bekubabone ngasema-practice-ini, bana-excuse. Abanye bathi hayi thina asinabo o-conductor, kodwa ngenkathi ethi hambani niyobhala amaculo enu, azange bacomplaine bethi abanabo conductor, abanawo ama-composer bavele bawenza. Ngamanye amagama ithi lento sifuna thina ukwenza okwethu ubaba asibusise ngento ezivela kuthina ezivela kuyena singazenzi siphinde futhi sifuna sibusiswe. Umbuzo ufundani nanti tu ubaba akanandaba nama-notes nathi asinandaba nama-notes ne-composer ayinandaba nama-notes. Ingxaki ukuthi manje izobafundisa kanjani bonke laba bantu leli culo elilodwa. Ama-notes enzelwe ukuthi kufundwe iculo uze ukuthi le culo lihamba kanje kodwa ekugcineni sizocula amagama. Wena ungathini wena kuthiwa kuzovula inkonzo khona umpostoli wenhloko athi uma esefikile mase kufanele kuqalwe iculo avela aphakama oqalayo athi do re mi re do. Kwa yonke ke siyangentula ama-notes. Uyabona ukuthi ayikho inkonzo, uyabona ukuthi asiculi ama-notes la enkonzweni. Ama-notes are just a guideline yokuthi iculo lithini. Sizocula amagama nje anathanda ama-notes kulungile. Ayekho umuntu ozoqoqelela ukuthi ucula ama-notes senze isimiselo. Tholakala usestage ngoba lapha estage iyona ndawo uNkulunkulu athemba ngikuthole kuyona. Uma ungekho endaweni uNkulunkulu ezokubusisela khona awunokubusiseka. Uma bemi phambi kwakhe ubusisa abaphambi kwakhe hayi abasemva kwakhe. Uma kucula kuleya ndawo labo bazobe bemeqongeni estage yibona ababusisayo. Uthi noma ebusisa akuyabani ngiyabonga indawo ethize ngiyabonga nina abantu basekuthenteni. Wena uma ngabe sewajwayela ukushaya izandla ujwayele ukuba yi-audience akekho umuntu olandela enkonzweni ukuzoba yi-audience nokuzoshaya izandla nokuthi shine akuwona umsebenzi. Ukushaya izandla akuwona umsebenzi. Leli zulu silingena ngemsebenzi nangesebe. Ngicela-ke ukuthi-ke njengoba kuzongena abafowethu-ke manje bezosifundisa ngalamaculo nobaba lana ukhulu uHadebe sibe nobaba umpostoli uCelebration Ntukwa. Ngifuna ukusho ukuthi sinenhlanhla kakhulu kuba nabo baba abanjengalaba ikakhulukazi ngokukhethekile ubaba uCelebration uNtungwa njenge-composer. Angaze ngambona mina umuntu okhompoza amaculo amaningi kangaka ngesikhathi amkhulisa. Sinenhlanhla-ke ukuthi sibe nomuntu oyi-composer esakwazi ukumbamba inyama yakhe sisahlangene sikwazi ukukhuluma naye. Namanje kuzolithola-ke ithuba lokuthi akasichazele ngomculo lo esibhekene kuwona. Yebo namhlanje sine-lockdown e-South Africa sihlaselwe i-corona. Siyamcela uNkulunkulu ukuthi sekwenele mayime manje le corona abafile sekwenele. La e-South Africa ayingabe isabhebhetheka iye kude kakhulu. Sonke nathi masiwuvume lo mthetho wokuthi sihlale emakhaya kodwa siyawuvutha umlilo ngokuthi simkhonze uNkulunkulu sihleze emakhaya ngoba inkonzo enkulu eyala emakhaya. Siyathandaza-ke ukuthi lo mculo wethu uNkulunkulu athe wasinika wona kwangathi sonke singawuhlangabeza. Ungabi mdala for inkonzo, ungabi mdala for umoya. Umoya yiwona owenza izinto. Awunokwazi ukwenza izinto yingakho inkonzo kuthiwa iyalandwa kwamkhokheli. Ukulandwa kwenkonzo kumkhokheli awuyi kuyolanda amavesi kwamkhokheli, awuyi kuyolanda intshumayelo. Kwesinye isikhathi umkhokheli akasho namazwi atheni uthi ngena noThixo. Into obuyoyilanda kumkhokheli ubuyolanda umoya ngoba yiwona owenza izinto zenzeke. Noma ungashumayela umbuliso uthi ngiyakwazi umbuliso ngushumayelile izolo ngawuphinda futhi namhlanje. Yebo uzobathola abantu kodwa ilizwi lakho lingayitholi indawo ngaphakathi kwabo ngoba umoya kaBaba awukho ngaphakathi kwabo. So inkonzo iyalana kanjalo nomculo njengoba sizowunikwa nje sizophefumulela namhlanje ukuze ukuthi singoconductor singama-choristers sizwe abasiphethe emculweni ukuthi bona bathini. Masike phela ukudla babona sisuka la kube ngathi utshane obomile okushiswa ngomlilo. Ne-MCC-ke yonke indlela esingenza ngayo. Ngiyazi balabo abasindayo ngoba ngikhonza uNkulunkulu ophilayo. Ngiyazi ukuthi ngizosinda, ngithembele yena. Ngima nami la ngime khona. Ngithi noma corona ungaba khona kodwa ubaba ukhona. Owami ubaba ustronga nganamandla akho corona. Angeke ngiyidelele icorona ngoba la ikhona. Ngiyokwenza lokhu uhulumeni nalokhu ubaba akushimile. Athi hlala phansi ngezizandla, yenza lokhu, yenza lokhu. Ngizokwenza lokho. Ngiyazi mangithe ngakwenza uThixo ungikhusela. Inkosi mayinibusise. Ngiyabonga kakhulu bantakwethu.
Siyabulela tata. Would now hand over to Tatu Khadebe to take us through the first song of the day.
Greetings, everyone. Let me start first by greeting our Father, Chief Apostle, the President of the Church, TACC, all our district and regional apostles, all the structures in our church, and everyone who has connected, who forms part of this wonderful session. Greetings to everyone. If I could proceed with my presentation for the song, a word of gratitude to our Father, Apostle Mthembu, for a well-thought presentation. I hope that his words will be life unto us as conductors as well as choristers. Last week, I have touched more on two different music periods. Firstly, I talked about the Baroque period, which was composed during the 16th century. To be precise, it was composed between 1600 and 1750. And I also talked about the Romantic period, which was composed during the 18th period, which is between 1810 and 1915. Tonight, I'll be focusing on another style of music, which is named the classical period. The reason that we're doing the classical period today is because that the Western song, which is prescribed for standard section, is taken from the classical period. And the name of the song that we'll be doing tonight is Awake the Harp. Awake the Harp for the standard section. You will be aware, colleagues, that the classical period was composed during the 17th century, which is period between 1751 and 1809. So that will be our focus for tonight. But before we proceed to the structure of the song, it is very imperative that a conductor must know the background of the composer and also have the background of the oratorio where each piece of work is taken from, so that you will have a broad understanding of the song that you're going to do. Then I will be touching on the background of the composer, the background of the oratorio that I will take from, and also the key areas that the conductor and the choristers must take into account when they do the prescribed song. This song, Awake the Harp, is composed by a great composer by the name of Joseph Haydn, who was an Austrian composer, and he forms part of the classical period. He was the instrumental in the development of what we call the chamber music, such as the piano trio. He was named the father of the symphony because of how he composed his various elements of music, such as the string quartets. And then he learned fundamentals of composition from one great composer, Nicola Porpora. So Nicola Porpora was a music teacher as well as a composer. So he's the one who has influenced Joseph Haydn to compose his music. So then Joseph Haydn had composed various oratorios. He did the symphonies, he did the string quartets, the concertos, the sonatas, and other music works that we call the sacred works, as well as the masses. He is famous for works like the Creation, which the standard section of the music is taken from, and the other oratorio named the Seasons. And he did a lot of masses, such as Irame, as well as the favorite one, which is called the Missa Brevis. I have also talked about the canonic composers. So Joseph Haydn also forms part of the canonic composers. We're not part of last week's session. The canonic composers are famous composers whose music has been presented repeatedly for productions or concerts over centuries and decades. So then Joseph Haydn forms part of the canonic composers. Right now, let me focus on the oratorio itself. The Creation is an oratorio which was written of close to 2 years by Haydn. It was written between 1797 and 1798. And it is considered by many to be one of his masterpieces. It was first composed in German, and it was later translated in English versions. And this oratorio depicts and celebrates the creation of the world as described in the book of Genesis. So here Haydn was inspired by to write a large oratorio during his visits to England. And he heard oratorios from George Handel. I've talked much about George Handel last week. And then he had oratorios by George Frederick Handel, and then he was inspired to write his oratorios. Now, in the oratorio, the Creation, the characters played by the soloists are the archangels. The archangels refer to the angels of the higher rank. Here, the three archangels are referring to is Raphael, is Uriel, as well as Gabriel. So now, this oratorio is structured into 3 parts. The first part focuses on the creation of light, the creation of heaven, earth, sun, moon, land, and waters. And the second part of this oratorio focuses on the creation of animals, men, and women. And then the final part of this oratorio describes Adam and Eve during their habitat in the Garden of Eden. So then, as a conductor, you will need to know three parts of the oratorios and the music that included those various parts. And then this full work focuses on the biblical scriptures taken from the book of Genesis as the Psalms. So then we have what we call the recitative. The recitative passages are taken from the book of Genesis, and the chorus, the text for the chorus are taken mainly from the Psalms. Now, as a conductor, you must be able to explore all elements of classical when it is. But before you do that, you need to understand the interface of the. So remember that each period has its own unique and specific approach. You cannot interpret music of with a sense of classical period or romantic period. When you hear people, they will say that you're out of context or you are out of style. So then it's very imperative that you understand the classical periods. You will be sacred nature. Remember that you are taken from various pieces of the Bible. So then in terms of the naturalness, it implies that it must be simple and the clarity of text and must be spot on. And then also it is full of what we call repetitive themes or repetitive motives. So then you will need to do you will need to explore or variate those repetitive things. And then the dynamics are taken mainly from the melodies. So then we have what we call listen to your text, and from your text, then that is where you contextualize your mix. So then you also look into how as simple as well as the settings is, because they will also assist you with the image dynamics. And there are elements of this flexible. It is more flexible in the usage of frequencies as compared to the baroque. You will hear from this piece of music later. I'm going to play to you now. That you will hear that the tempo is flexible. So that it means that the tempo and the meter must remain constant in the music. So you must not temper with tempo or the meter. So that must always ensures that the tempo is consistent throughout the music. So, but now, as contrast to the period, the classical period then introduced a lot of musical terms relating to the dynamics. That is when now in the classical period, you hear such as crescendos, your diminuendo, that did not part of it was mainly on the and now the other element which is very imperative on a period, it is the development of music. It is characterized by frequent modulation. You hear from this piece of music that it starts from A major, it modulates to G major, and then go back to D major. So then it means that as you repeat this song, you need to ensure that the accuracy of pitch is put on, and then you ensure that all those modulations are correct. Because if one of the modulation is completely correct, it will affect the whole song. So now,
sorry. We have a problem with the network. You are cutting. Which network are you on currently?
I'm using.
You left to say. You are using?
You need the provider, the service provider.
Yeah, I want. Which service provider are you on? Because if you maybe you can change around the service providers. Mafika, are you still here? I'm trying to find the Mafika. I can quickly assist us with getting you. Mafika.
Yeah,
Mafika.
Yes, Tata, I'm here.
Are you able to assist
Tata, I'm here. Hello?
Okay. Can we just play a song for two? Hello? Mafika?
Yes, Tata. Yeah,
I'm saying, can we just play a song for 5 minutes whilst you assist Datu Khatebe to connect?
All right, no, I'm calling.
Okay, let's do that. Just a break and if I can so he can quickly reconnect Gagush.
Okay, thank you.
Ungaqhubeka tata, can continue.
Okay, thank you, Father. I'm experiencing serious network challenges here. I will just try to bit fast so that I'll also cover time. But could say also indicate if I'm audible in the other side.
Okay, can you continue? We'll just tell. Can you try again?
Right, we'll just go quickly back to the equatorial integration. I said that it is composed between 1797 as well as 17 and 19. And then I was saying that the context you need to take the three structures for this oratory because it is structured in three parts. And I've indicated that the first part is focuses on the question of light, the heaven and the earth, the land and the waters. And the second part focuses on the creation of animals, men and women. And the final part describes the Adam and Eve during their happy times in the Garden of Eden. Right now, I was talking about the classical periods that you need to adhere to the characteristics of classical periods, which is the texture and the clarity of text, as well as you need to explore variety on the repetitive things. Then you will need to execute dynamics within the melodies. You also hear your ascending as well as descending scales. And then you will see that the classical period differs from the Baroque period in terms of the rhythms, because now the rhythms are more flexible rather than the stiffness that the Baroque period. And then you need to keep tempo and meter. They must remain constant throughout the music. And then the other element which is being developed in terms of the musical side, it is the usage of modulations, because the music moves more often. Like this of music with the harp, it starts from D major, move to G major, and then back to D major. So then how it falls under the part one of the work, which focuses on the creation of the light, the land, and the waters. And then it represents the thing that it is taken from Genesis 1, verse 9. It is from Genesis 9, Genesis 1 from verse 9. So you can read at your spare time what is the Bible saying in the Genesis 1, verse 9. So then this song follows the most famous chorus, which is called work, which is led by the soprano Suli. And then after you have completed Awika, it is followed by another chorus named the Heavens Are Telling. But the Heavens Are Telling, it portrays day before. And then you will also need to understand what was created in day one until the sixth day. Right. Let's quickly check into the music. What you will need to look before you could even start the measure. And then we have what we call the relative keys. The relative keys, we find them in the minor scales. And then the relative key of the measure is what we call B minor. It's B minor. So now, key D, it is a martial key. It is a military key. It's suitable for the festive occasions in which you will see the brilliance in terms of the instrumentals. And then it is a very bright key. And then the music here, it is in what we call a common time. Your common time, I am referring to time, which means 4 beats in a bar. And then you will look from, we're just taking the first instruction from the music sheet. And then another instruction, it says that the music must be at vivace, which means up beat tempo, which is quicker, which is flexible. And then we also have a metronome of 138. During the older days, conductors will know that they used to use what you call the metronome. The metronome is just a clock 138, and it gives you the right speed. So then it has what you call 138 metronome. And this chorus follows the and then it goes to the chorus. Then something which is very crucial is piece of music. Music does not start with an accompaniment, it starts with the voices. So then you need to ensure that as a conductor, you are very clear in terms of your time, because your choir does not start on the downbeat, it starts on the upbeat, and then your accompaniment flows after the chorus. So then it means then we will have the element of call and response. And call and response, I am referring to the interchange between those parts and a response to the first command. So that it needs to be clear. So then you will check from your music that from bar number 3 to bar number 4, the chorus is singing in unison. They sing in same range, same notation. So then the music there, it needs to be full and hot. Right. As I move along, you will see that we have the opening the opening bar at bar number 9. You'll see from where the choir starts at bar number 1 right up to bar number 9 is what we call a monopoly singing, which means all 4 parts are singing equal and at the same time. But then there is a contrast from bar number 11, when now starts the basses are followed by the tenors, after the tenors the altos at bar number 15, and the sopranos at bar number 17. And then we call that a polyphonic structure, whereby each part it is independent. But then what is very crucial in this one, the basis introduces what you call a second motive in a polyphonic manner. And then after it's been followed by the tenor, you will need to differentiate now between the subject and the sub-subject. I also touched on that in the last week, whereby, for example, the part that has a middle line must be loud, and the other parts that are harmonizing must be one in terms of the dynamic level. So then we need to differentiate that, so that then we could, the audience or the adjudicators will clearly hear the subject, and the other sub-subject is just supporting the subject. And then something which is very interesting is that the basis where they start at bar number 11 and the altos where they start at bar number 15, they are singing similar notations. They sing similar notes, as well as the tenors at bar number 13 and the sopranos at bar number 17. They are also singing similar lines. So what does that refer? It means that the structure must be seen throughout. The basis can sing on the bouncing style, same notes, and when they are to singing similar lines, and then they sing on the legato. So then it contradicts from what it has already been introduced. So then you need to ensure that the structure is consistent throughout. Right, and now you will see now from bar number 24. From bar number 24, now we see the first modulations from key D to key G. So then that one is a must. Conductors, that your modulations must be correct. Right now, there is another element that I quickly want to check to assist the conductors with. You will see that we have Indian music, like for example, from bar number 27, the soprano starts to sing the melismas. And then the other ones that appears from bar number 34, from 35, soprano and alto. And then you must always ensure that your melismas must be within time, or they must be within tones and tempo. And they must not temper with your tempo. They must be consistent. So, but then the only way to sing them correctly, you need to group your notation so that you'll be able to effect your melismas correctly. Right. If you take the music, we have pattern, we have bar number 47. That it is also with what we call staccato. And then you will refer back from the bar period. You have the staccato on the staccato, but also have the staccatos. My simple advice will be you just ignore that, because it will kill that chord. But then immediately after your fermata, from bar number 48, you need to attack, and then you will have what we call the attack and releases. This is where the subject of attack and releases comes in. And the other thing that I want to emphasize more on your melismas. Your melismas must be lighter in terms of approach. It must not light, but be lighter and firm, and then ensure that the grouping of the notation is correct. Right. I'm hoping that I'm still audible enough that the question. Right. Before I go over to there's another line that you will need to take into the account. From bar number 50, you need that the soprano starts with the long melismal lines from bar number 50, it continues to 51, 52, and end up at the point of bar number 54. So then the grouping of notations there, it is very imperative. And then just ensure that the place of voices and usage of diaphragm, the usage of diaphragm is key in that, so that you ensure that those melismas are executed correctly. Right. There are few other elements that will conduct us. You need to ensure that in this piece of music, there is a good balance between the chorus and the accompaniment. And also you must always ensure that your tempo or your music is flexible, and then your tempo must be always consistent. And then take proper care of the melismas, as I have already alluded to, and also work a good balance between voice parts, more especially where we have the polyphonic structures. So those independent lines, but you must ensure that each line is independent, is fair, and the structure is correct. that should be all on this with the hub for the standard section. Thank you very much, Dr.
Thank you very much, Tatu Khatebe. Can we quickly move to the next song and give over to Tatu Celebration to lead us?
Ulele kutata uMposile uMthembu osivulele lenkonzo yethu with a highly spirited opening. Wasinika injongo ecacileyo yobukho bethu kule activity yomculo enkonzweni. Siyabulela kakhulu tata. Sibulela nakuwe tata ukhulu. Sizibulisele kuMposile oyinhloko, ipresidency, abapostile bonke nakwibandla lonke likaBawo. Sizibulisele uHOD Promise, siyabulisa kakhulu, all conductors and music practitioners all around. Siyazibulisela. Sithatha ingoma ethi Amaphutha Hlathinye. This is the song prescribed for premier category. Masiqale ngalento ithi Amaphutha Hlathinye. Sisixhosa esi esingathi mhlawumbe ngesingesi, in English you could say birds of the same feather, they flock together, or friends or compatriots. Now that's the title of the song, Amaphutha Hlathinye. It's got the subtitle which says O.R. Tambo and Apostle Ndlovu. Now it tells you that Amaphutha Hlathinye is O.R. Tambo and Apostle Ndlovu. Ngabo abasithi bangamaphutha Hlathinye. They are close friends. Now, if singathetha nge-content kuqala yeculo, fortunately, we extracted lyrics out of the music. Ikhona attachment just after the score. Apho ikhuphe zonke lyrics from the music, so that uyibone content uba ithini, the poetry part of the song. Now, but ndifuna ukuza nje briefly nemvelaphi yayo i-content. Apha I was moved by memorial lectures ebendisoloko ndizilandela zonke zisenziwa nguProfessor Moyo from University of KZN. Ethetha ngabapostile abasandulelayo. Umpostile oyinhloko uNdlovu uHlatshwayo uphakathi. Xa ethetha ngompostile uNdlovu, there was something that connected very well with into esoloko imibuzo apha kum engqondweni, and those questions were answered as I was listening to Professor Moyo. As a result, ezo questions zisuka kwiculo endandikhe ndalenza elalisithi Umphumi Mkhosi. I did the song Umphumi Mkhosi about O.R. Tambo. But in the process of bandibhala ngo-O.R. Tambo, ndibe ne-gaps endinazo I couldn't understand about him until Professor Moyo came into the picture and waphendula ezo questions in the process of delivering a lecture about uMposile uNdlovu. Then yavele yahlangana le. As a result, I felt that the song Umphumi Mkhosi was incomplete without that part ebihlanganiswa Professor Moyo. I was wondering why I was moved to write about O.R. Tambo, but without knowing why, I did it. Part of why I wrote about Tambo is that O.R. Tambo ngokuzalwa ngwaseBizana kwilali ekuthiwa iNkantolo, which is just adjacent to ilali yam. It's just across the river, in so much that if he was born in the same time that I was born, ngeba sasihlangana endaweni enye emlanjeni, because we are sharing the same river. Now there is this understanding enayo ngo-O.R. Tambo ekungade kuthethwe ngayo. Then I decided to put it down on paper. Part of it is reflected kwiculo elithi Umphume Mkhosi. As a result, you'd find that parts of that song, I extracted them to be introduction yale ngoma ethi Amaphutha Hlathini, because that's when I felt that now I'm going to write the full song about O.R. Tambo, because O.R. Tambo cannot be complete without Apostle Ndlovu. The mission awayimele of liberation of the people of South Africa and Africa in general. Now, O.R. Tambo, imission yakhe yayiqamelele kakhulu kwimpembelelo zikaMposi Ndlovu. Utsho ngolo hlobo uProfessor Moyo. As a result, ubhale incwadi titled The Apostles. Lo ncwadi leyo ine-information eninzi kakhulu, but engekho out there in public domain. I would challenge every one of us to get a copy of that book so that you understand the song, Amaphutha Hlathini. That's summarily the origin of the song. But let me quickly get into, because of time, let me get into the music technicalities of the song. Masqale nge-music formation. The song has different time signatures. From bar 1 to bar 11, it starts with a 4/4 time, with a polyphonic nature, wherein every part is independent. And it carries its own melodic line, and it carries its independent content in terms of lyrics. Zikhona indawo ezifike zihlangane and immediately zohlukane. It's a very complex opening, full of quavers, semi-quavers, demi-semi-quavers. You need to get those rhythms very much correctly. That is the opening section. And if you look at from bar 12 to bar 20, still it will continue with a 4/4 time, but then now that one, it's only with equavers. It's full of equavers. So there will be some kind of gentleness, more smoother than the first opening, which was more of vigorous and highly rhythmic opening. Then from 12, you are going to be smoother to bar 20. Then bar 21 to bar 34 will be a 6/8 time. It's about a flow. But in the flow, you need to look at the consonants with lyrics zakho. Kunendlela i-consonants as a structure ngazo, because you'll find that ziyakhula intensity yazo. You start with the softer consonants, consonant like nankunyana wesizwe. That nanku, that's a soft consonant. And then it will build up towards bar 24 to ingxangxasi zoludeke waqinqa ngobugorha emampondweni, those will be strong consonants. So the musical build up in that section is about lyrical content. Look at the structure of your consonants there. They will build the momentum and intensity in the process of keeping the flow of 6/8 time. But there's a lot that is hidden on the lyrical content. You need to work on that. Then now you will have to look at about 35 to 54. It goes back to 4/4 time, wherein there are crotchets. I'll explain it later why there are crotchets there, and minims, because that's a soli and a tutti section. It's gonna be more relaxing. I'm gonna touch on it later. 54, 52 to 60, there are quavers, semiquavers, triplets. Because in that section, that's when we talk about the meeting of O.R. Tambo with Apostle Ndlovu. They are discussing politics of South Africa. And you'll understand from the music, the vigorousness of politics as they were to approach it during that time of apartheid, because they were to liberate South Africa. Now they had to go out and be more energetic. And as they were talking, there was fire burning inside them. And as they were exchanging ideas, one could understand that kanti nawe ucinga ngohlobo nicinga ngalo, kanti nawe ucinga ngohlobo, until they arrived into a conclusive decision of the strategy going forward. That part is from bar 52 to bar 60. That meeting was very vigorous. Then from bar 60 to 69, again, quavers, triplets, semi-quavers. Now, the discussion there is centered in Tanzania. Now, the scene is in Tanzania, in Morogoro. Now, O.R. Tambo is talking with Apostle Ndlovu in Morogoro. You can see now the strategy. They are planning the strategy, and there's fire burning inside them as they are talking about that. The scene is in Morogoro. Hence, you will find those triplets, semi-quavers. It's a vigorous section. 69 to 75. Now, we are coming back to us. Now, we are appealing to their souls as they are the departed souls. That is Apostle Ndlovu and O.R. Tambo. We are talking to them. So there will be some kind of smoothness and gentleness, humility, because we are talking to the departed souls in that section. Now, from 76 to 83, please note that part. That is when we are now appealing to the African leaders. Or Julius Nyerere, Kwame Nkrumah. We are talking to Robert Sobukwe, Steve Biko. Then, at the same time, our late apostle, Hlajwayo Phakathi, we are talking to them. Now, there's more of urgency because we are calling their souls to come together because we are facing a serious struggle of liberating South Africa and Africa in general. Now we are calling those souls to come together. Now, from bar 84 to 86, now we are presenting to them as they are the departed souls, the state of affairs in South Africa. We are giving them the report. Now we are addressing them. Siphi ngoku kwenzeka ntoni, siyabaxelela the state of affairs in South Africa in particular. Now we need to be very sensitive in that section. Then going to 88, by 88 to 114. Then in that section, we are committing ourselves to soldier on with the struggle. That means the struggle still continues. Now, obviously, we need to intensify the momentum based from what is the state of affairs that we have just mentioned above. You'll find it in the lyrical content of the song. I won't go there. The content conductor will have to check his score. Then from 114 to 117, we revive the spirit of O.R. Tambo. See, we are appealing to the spirit of O.R. Tambo. Then in 117 to 119, we are appealing to the spirit of the late Apostle Ndlovu. Then 120 to 124, we congratulate them for their job well done, and we pledge our solidarity to soldier on with the struggle. Hence, we end the song with the signature that says "A luta continua." Now, let's note this well. Conductors, check the key first. Firstly, the key. It says do is G. I said G or F sharp. Now you would understand that when I've written a song in G major, I'm in a good mood. When I write it in D, the mood is not that good. Sometimes I write it in A flat, the mood is very, very bad in A flat. So you'd know that I was in a jolly good mood. That's my happy key, the G and F sharp. Now the song is there. Why G or F sharp? I've given you the most suitable key will be G. I will tell you why. Because if you go for F sharp, probably you might be afraid that your voices might be lazy to go to higher registers, but you'll be challenged seriously if you go to lower registers using F sharp. You rather stick with G. But I've got some other reservations because I'm working on the work. I'm putting together a work. The title of the work is Umbostile Ovumo Lwethu. So this is part of the bigger work. Now you'd find that this song here is at G major, but when you get it on that work, you might find it in F sharp. That is why some of my music is having dual keys or two different keys. I'll explain it the other day. Now, let us look at the solo section that is in bar 35 to bar 43. In bar 35 to bar 43, there is a solo bass, and it's a profundo. It's a deep bass, it's a double bass. Please, conductors, you must get a double bass, a profundo, because a light bass baritone cannot be able to handle a low D. That solo bass need to be able to go down, deep down, because it says there, wabona usizi lomuntu omnyama ezweni lakhe wazincama. Now it's a dark section. Ubona usizi. Hence it goes very deep, and you need to have a double bass voice that can be able to execute that effectively. It is followed by a duet of tenor and alto in 43 to 45. Still, it's dark. You will see the registers. They're down there. They're low. Then there's tutti in 45 to 47. And there's a soprano in 47 to 49. Soprano soli. Please note that one. It must be a mellow lyric voice, a happy lyric voice. You might be tempted, conductor, if you look at the range of the pitch there, to go for a dramatic soprano. No, I won't allow a dramatic soprano. I would allow a lyric voice. I would need a lyric voice, regardless of the range that you would assume it's a range of a dramatic soprano. Because look at the lyrical content. It says, wazincamela isizwe soMzantsi Afrika. Now you can only get the good mood and texture if you are using a lyric voice there. Don't be misled by the range that is moderate to low, but a light soprano will best handle that section. And then from bar 49, there's tutti again until the end of the song. Now let us look at the tempo variations. You will know, all those who have handled my music, they would know that I don't normally write tempo expressions, but they are hidden in the music. You just unpack the music, you'll find the tempo expressions. They are just hidden there. Obviously, the opening, when you unpack the song, you'll find that it is actually in an andante vigoroso. You could see from the patterns of the note values, the time values of the notes. You can only articulate those time values if you are using andante and vigorously, because the rhythmic patterns can only be executed in that section with a vigorous approach. Then if you handle the opening with andante vigoroso, you will get it right. Then if you look at bar 21, bar 21 changes to 6/8. 6/8 with a flow. And note what I said earlier, that there is intensity build up that is hidden on the lyric content. If you look at how you articulate your consonants, you will see that there is a building up of the intensity from soft to hard consonants. As you open that section from 21, you start to be tough and hard. Then those are the tough consonants. It means the music is building up, but the intensity is hidden on the texture of the consonants. But you keep the 6/8. Why do we have the soft consonant in the opening of bar 21? For the smoothness of the entry. You would know that the 6/8, it's a flow, like a swing. Now it doesn't have the marked rhythm. So there was no way we could open that section with a hard consonant. It had to be soft to set the tone for the flow of the 6/8. Flow, it must flow, and you keep that flow. But then the agility will change as you move on, because the bass and tenor takes the music and they hand it over to the soprano. When the soprano comes in, then the intensity is very high. They will come with a high intensity. And the intensity keeps on building until you get into part 30, wherein alto comes to say, those are hard consonants. It means the song is full in that section. Whilst you are sticking to 6/8, but there is rigidness now in the lyrical content, and you need to articulate that very correctly. Then in bar 35, we go back to 4/4. Then that's a solid section, the one I alluded to before, the bass profundo. Now you need to handle that with moderato, but with a forwardly driven tempo, so that your soli don't suffer in the phrase formation and continuity and musical continuity. It must have a forwardly driven tempo, but at a moderato pace. Then until you get to bar 52, yeah, you get that the duets, they come in, the tutis, you keep the same texture until you get to 52. Bar 52, then everything changes. Then there's vigoroso in that section, because that's when now the Tambo and Apostle Ndlovu were meeting together. They were meeting together in 52, and there was that spark of fire, burning fire. Hence, we start by introducing Apostle Ndlovu, because in the beginning we're introducing Tambo. Now in bar 52 we are introducing Apostle Ndlovu. Simbiza ke ngeziduko zakhe njengoba noTambo besimbize ngeziduko zakhe eqaleni. Besitshilo pha eqaleni uTambo sathi nguTambo kamavula umsele unyana kamloko mani ula kumabutho kambusi. Now you will know that, note this, kukhona amagama ayesetshenziswa by the cadres in the trenches. They were calling uTambo umavula umsele because he was leading them in the trenches. Now a trench ngumsele. Now he was as a commander babembiza ngomavula umsele. Now Paya are mixing amagama cadres and his clan names. But here in 52, Apostle Ndlovu, uNdlovu zidla ekhaya ngokuswela umalusi, ngumbongo kazingelwayo. We go to say ugatsheni nguboya benyatho obusongo abusombuluka ngumthiyane wokuthiya amadoda masibukweni. Hence there are those note values there, because if you are to articulate the clan names, you need to have semiquavers, demi-semiquavers, with a vigorous approach. That's how you need to approach that section. Then in verse 60, Tanzania, then now we are talking about Morogoro. It says in 61 that in Morogoro, that's when now the spark of liberation is centered. Now you need intensive, vigorous approach. You will see from the note values, you need to be out there, vigorous, and your choir must be very energetic there. Until you get to verse 69. Verse 69, then you need to be pleading, but in a majestic approach, in a maestoso approach, because you are appealing to the departed souls there in verse 69. A maestoso with a pleading approach is best suggested in that section. I'm suggesting bar 88. If you look at your bar 88, now I would suggest an allegro in a toy style. There's a toy style there, but in an allegro. But you need to be very sensitive whilst you are on the toy style, because pious sithetha ngokuthi kuzaliseke isiprophet sompostile uNdlovu esithi mezayini churches mayihlangane izobuya eAfrica ibuya ngoxolo. But you need to handle it with care whilst you are in toy, but handle it with care. It must not be careless. You need to handle that section with care, because it's very fragile. Look at the lyrical content of it. Then in bar 114 to the end, you resume the original opening texture, which is andantem vigoroso. Kulapho ke ngokuhlanganisa uTambo, umhlanganisa noNdlovu again, and ubahlanganisa baba ngumuntu omnye, and upledge solidarity ke ngoku as a singer that sinani in your mission of liberating South Africa and Africa. Hence, you close the song by Aluta Continua. Now, the song is well sectionalized. Conductors noted as sections as bar and this biza. Bars. This bar to that bar is a different section. Those sections does not have a conductor to a sectionalizer or break a continuity of music. The sectionalization is in the intensity and the content of music. You don't have to pause and break the continuity. Other sections, they don't even need to pause, but you need to have a different approach and style. Hence, you have sectionalized that section. Now, but then if you look at in your opening conductor, you need to do your homework. If you cannot get the opening correctly, the rhythmic patterns correctly in your opening, I don't think you would have done justice into this song. That's where you make or you break the song. Bar 1 to bar 11. You make or you break it. If you cannot understand the rhythmic patterns there, they will be the same as at the end. Even in the middle, they will be the same, because when we bring in Apostle Ndlovu, we bring him with the same rhythmic patterns as in Ale agency, because we are talking about liberation here. And we cannot be soft, obviously. We need to have a sense of agency and a vigorous approach into music. Then you must get your rhythms correctly. Each vocal part must get their rhythms correctly. I would even suggest you have different rehearsals. Today you are rehearsing with soprano only. Tomorrow it's alto only. And then the other day you bring them together so that you get those rhythms correctly. You don't have to rush that section into learning it, because you won't master it. Give yourself time and you must get those rhythms correctly. In a nutshell, the song is full of vigor and energy. You need to approach it as such. And you need warm sound, balanced choir, and a good sense of direction from the conductor. As you are conducting the song, who will step else you maintain the tempo and the structure of the song. You need to get firm voices, because you can see that a bigger part of the song is on the vigoroso. You need to get firm voices, because if you attack vigoroso with voices as stable in pitch, as firm, the probability is that you will pitch up your key, and you will struggle as the song goes on, because the song is without instrument or accompaniment, and it depends only, your pitch stability depends only on your firmness of your voices. Now, if you attack a vigoroso section with voices that are not firm, you will lose the pitch. Get firm voices, train them to have depth, so that even if you are singing loud passages, loud must not be in the context of the volume, but must be in the context of intensity in the voice. Not necessarily to say, I'm going to kick all my energy out in terms of the dynamic range and oversing yourself. You will lose the pitch stability of the section. In those few words, mandini bulele kakhulu for having us with this section. And I wish all the premier choirs the best when they handle this song. And I'm looking forward to them enjoying the music, because I've done my best to produce a song that I feel is the best song and it's appropriate for the category. Now everything is left to the conductors to do their best in return. And I don't doubt all our premier choirs will do well. And how I wish they can do very well in such that it's going to be very difficult. You must make it very difficult for the adjudicators to give you a position 4. Because you will remember that the position 4, because we're having 4 choirs in Premier, position 4 gets relegated back to large category. And position 1 from large gets promoted to Premier. Now, your performance must make it very difficult for them to give you a position 4, whilst your performance must make them give you a position 1. That's the only option you must give the adjudicators in this song. So you need to go out there and ensure that you do your utmost best. And I believe the song has got everything that is required for you to enhance your performance. Then you just go out there and enjoy the song. And I wish you all the best in all your endeavors going forward. Sibulela kakhulu Tata Khuseni kwelami icala ndiqinile. Nkosi bawo.
Siyabulela kakhulu Tata. On behalf of the National Youth Executive Committee and in particular the HOD Mama Zondi, we thank you Tata Khulu. I see Utadu Mthembu has left us. The recording will also be available and it will be shared on YouTube for those who might want to go back and revert to the notes. Tatu Khadebe, we struggled to hear you, so I would request that possibly you provide us with notes so that you are able to share those notes so that you can have all the information that you wanted to share with us. With those words, I would also now request Utata Mpostile Ntungu aba asase sesivalela usuku lwanamhlanje.
Siyabulela kakhulu Tata. Lo msebenzi othe wenziwa namhlanje mawubhalwe emacecweni enhliziyo zenu ukuze ube indlela yenu yoba nidle ubomi obungunaphakade. Ukuze ekuphileni kwenu emhlabeni kungabi lilize ukho benu. Kuthi lo msebenzi enithena wenza namhlanje nalowo nisawuwenza ngenxa yolulungiselelo enithena ngena kulo kolusuku lwanamhlanje unikhokhelele kwindlela zokulunga, unikhokhelele kubomi benu obungunaphakade ukuze imiphefumulo yenu ingabi nakulahlekana nokumqonda uThixo ophilileyo okungenxa yakhe kwa ukuze sidle ubomi esibudlayo. uThixo ubawo ke osithandayo sonke thina bakuKristu wanga anganisikelela enze ubuso bakhe bukhanye phezukwenu njengemisebelanga abe nani anilondoloze nide nizuze ubomi obungunaphakade. Alwaba ufefele Nkosi yethu uthando nobudlelwano bukaMoya Oyingcwele kungaphumula nathi sonke ngoku nangonaphakade. Amen.
Amen. Siyabulela kakhulu.